What's up, everyone? It's your boy Scott. Welcome to the Scott Report. Today I'm bringing you an anime review of Darling in the Franxx, episode 3. 3, not 2, 3. The make or break episode for this series is episode 2 left a lot of people either on the fence or they don't want to rock with this series at all because of the controversial way that you have to drive the Franxx. Me personally, I got over it. I'm right back for episode 3. I still want to stick with this series as episode 3 I enjoyed overall more than episode 2 in general, as we're finally getting into the meat of the matter and perhaps maybe even the whole flow of this series. As this episode, the kids are sent to take out some low-level Klaxosaurs. I mean, very low-level Klaxosaurs. I mean, to the point where if they can't beat these things, then they might well just all go home because this is going to be the least of their worries. And for the most part, we learned that they use magma weapons in order to defeat the Klaxosaurs as well, and it all pretty much goes as expected. The asshole kid whose name I promise I will learn, but he hasn't given me a reason to yet. Once they got down there, he got a little bit too cocky. The small Klaxosaur got up, they started to spread, and shit started to hit the fan, and even his partner Miku ended up getting injured, but there was a deciding factor for it because he did feel bad after she got injured because it was completely his fault. So it may be some redemption there for this kid coming up in the future. I hope it's soon because I just do not like this kid at all. He's too cocky, he's too arrogant, and I know you need these type of characters around, but I like the rivalry that they're building with another character in this series a lot more than what he is doing with Hiro right now. And of course, it is up to our main characters to come in and save the day, but even though they were told not to, 02 doesn't listen to rules. She's gonna do what she wants. So get her out there with her darling already. However, Mama and Papa decides to send Mitsuru out with 02, if that's even their names. I know the lady is Mama. I don't remember if the guy's called Papa, but the older people are basically Mama and Papas of these kids in the orphanage. And they send Mitsuru out with 02, which puts us in a similar situation that we saw with Ichigo last week, where he wants to prove that this lady, this 02, she's nothing special. I'm good enough to get in there with her. I can handle it. Let's go. And 02 is very, very reluctant to do this. She's like, I don't want to ride with anybody but my darling. We get a little bit of head bashing between her and Mama because everybody is still not warmed up to 02. She's not supposed to be here. She's here with this weird robot. If you ride with her more than 3 times, you're going to die. She's just not rubbing everybody the right way, and especially with her darling that she calls Hiro, she's definitely not rubbing Ichigo the right way. But you know, they get in and they actually wreck shop. He was able to ride with 02, but you get 3 tries before you're completely done with this young lady. And he was full of himself at first. When he was in the robot, he's like, yeah, this is nothing. I can do this. But however, it was a trick. 02 just playing with you, bro. She did not give you the full Monty. She was faking it. And I don't know if you guys have spoiled it or it was just really good observations, but a couple of you guys pointed out in the comments last week that in order to unlock the true potential of these Franxx and like the robot that they're in, it might have to do with sexual desires, and maybe that's why it is so weird with how you drive it and everything, and just the way that everybody goes about things in this series. That might actually be a big point, is the desires of others. So, you know, that would be a little bit deep, but at the same time, I don't know how to feel about it. We'll just have to see where it goes, because 02 even mentions to Hiro that the doctor said you may need to be a little bit perverted in order to unlock these things to their full power. One of the biggest things to take out into this episode, though, is that after the mock battle, everybody is still questioning if Hiro should even be at this place, while Ichigo, on the other hand, everybody just kind of looked at it like, well, you were with that failure, so it's no fault on your own that this didn't work. But we get a little bit of flashback to see that Hiro used to actually be pretty popular, and the reason why people are so hard on him and so disappointed in him is that he had immense potential until something happened to him. So I'm interested in seeing what went down with that and why did he lose so much potential so fast. In fact, people actually used to look up to him, including Mitsuru, because Hiro actually gave everybody their names. These kids, they're orphans, you know, they didn't have parents. They're here to pilot these Franxx, and that's their only goal in life. However, he decided to give everybody a name. He called himself Hiro, and it's interesting because Ichigo's name is a play together of words. She is number 15, so he put Ichi and Go together to make Ichigo, which is like 1 in 5. So that was pretty interesting. And everybody wanted him to give them a name too. So that was pretty good as well. And 02 sees the potential in him. It's her darling for a reason, and she has a promise that she's going to get him out of there. And maybe what she means by helping him escape is to mean to unlock his true potential and get him to see the true world that's out there. But the bigger picture in this episode was, we all know good and well as the viewer that the only people that are going to work in this robot is going to be Hiro and 02. But we got to get other people to try it anyway just to see if it's going to work. And now the experimental phase may be over and we could just move forward from there. So overall, I did enjoy this episode a lot more than episode 2. A little bit predictable in places, but that's going to happen, especially for someone like me, because I've been watching mecha anime since long as I can remember. So it's not too much you can do in the mech genre that's going to surprise me, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to be entertained by it. And so far, Darling in the Franxx is definitely keeping me entertained. So in spite of the controversial scenes and the way these robots are piloted that we saw in episode 2, I don't think it's enough to kill the series. I would still recommend you watch it. As a matter of fact, I think this would be a good intro mecha series if you haven't gotten into it already, besides maybe Gurren Lagann. So there's my thoughts on it. If you should keep this series or you should drop it, I would say stick with it. I'm going to stick with it as long as I can and try to bring as many videos on it as I can, because I'm enjoying it very much. And the opening, I didn't get to talk about this last week, is very Eva-like. And I hate to keep bringing that series up, but that's just what it feels like. I mean, it's not exactly special, and some of the visuals, you know, it just reminds me of Evangelion. But you can't really help that, because that was just such a groundbreaking series that it's always going to be duplicated. So guys, let me know what you thought of this episode and some of your thoughts and theories in the comments below. If you like this video, go ahead and drop it a like, and if you want to hear more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If there's not short the content you indulge on his channel. As I always say, you guys can be anywhere on YouTube right now, but you chose to listen to me, and I really appreciate that. So thanks for stopping by. On that note, it's your boy Scott signing out. See you soon.